What is up, Bulldogs? So I thought I would do this video because this shit is getting out of hand. It's kind of crazy, actually. Here, it's the whole thing. I think to some degree it's a compliment, but to some degree, some of you are like, well, why deal with the hater? That is, why give him attention and whatnot? And to be honest with you, and for you guys who haven't figured out yet from looking at the screen, what I'm talking about is the whole, idea. Am I on performance enhancing drugs? Am I on steroids? Am I on even TRT, or what is it? What are those things called? SARMs or any of that stuff? I'm going to answer that by the end of this video. So definitely stay tuned if you want to find out. But basically, before I do, okay, what I want to do is explain to you so you guys understand why I think that this is actually an important concept or topic to talk about on Bulldog Mindset, right? So this is the thing, okay? I think this is what it comes down to for me, okay? I mean, I don't really care if someone thinks that I'm on juice and stuff. To me, it's like a compliment, like I said. But what I do care about is what you guys think and the message that I'm putting out, because the whole purpose of this channel, okay, and what I do is to show you guys what is possible, okay? And by no means it is what I am doing the limits of human capability, right? There are people that are doing harder shit than I'm doing. You're just not seeing them on YouTube, okay? Some of them do not have the ability to teach on YouTube or whatever, or they're just too fucking busy doing what they're doing, right? So, one of those people for a long time who I followed and admire and respect is David Goggins, okay? David Goggins is much more of a fucking bulldog than I am, right? He has more of the bulldog mindset even than I do. He has done much harder shit. He's put his body through much, much more without resorting to performance enhancing drugs, as far as I know, right? And I would probably bet pretty fucking hard that isn't on anything or hasn't been on anything. Now, I could be wrong, but regardless. Anyway, the point is this, is like, if you guys suspect, if I am telling you, okay, if I'm telling you about all the shit that I do, and I'm going to talk about that in a second so you guys understand exactly what it is, because I want to lay it all out and spell it all out for you, because I want you to know what's possible. Because if me, being the fat, lazy World of Warcraft playing kid, okay, can become the man that I am today, doing what I am doing today, then so can you. That's the message, okay? That's what the fucking bulldog mindset is. It's the belief in that. It's making that into your reality, okay? So this is important. It is important, not for my ego, whether or not someone believes that I am on steroids or not. It's important for you guys to understand that, one, what I am telling you on this channel, what I am doing is well within your capabilities. I am not superhuman. I'm not special in some way. I am just a person who has decided to live as close to their potential as they possibly can in many different areas of their life. That is what I am. That is the fucking bulldog mindset. I am not going to accept wasting my fucking time on this earth being less than what I'm capable of being. Do you understand? That's the key. And that's why I share this with you. That's why I do the fucking hard shit that I do, is because I want you to understand that this is well within your capability, that you can become what you never dreamed possible. Because believe me, I never dreamed it was possible to do what I'm doing. I never dreamed it was possible for me to live a life without a job, to be a millionaire, to have passive income and never have to work again in my life. I never believed it was possible for me to get over my social anxiety and be able to talk to anyone, to not be afraid to talk to girls when I was younger, to be able to get what I want in relationships out of life, okay? I never believed that it was possible for me to build the physique that I've been able to do, that I've been able to maintain, to be able to keep that. I never thought it was possible for me to run long distance. Forget about running a marathon. Forget about running a marathon in under 4 hours. I never thought that that was possible. I never thought I would become a #1 best-selling author and be on the Wall Street Journal best-selling list. I never thought I would make millions of dollars creating online courses or have 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. Okay, these are all brags, sure. I could list them on and on, okay? But the point is this. It's not to brag. It's to say that I never thought any of this shit was possible. But it is possible, and it is my reality, and it is my life. You guys that are watching this, you're proof of it. Okay, so let me tell you about my week. Let me tell you about my training. Let me tell you about what I do. Okay, so you guys know exactly what it is, because I'm not hiding anything. I'll spell it out to you. Like I said, you know, I challenge the commenter in this comment stream. And, you know, I don't have anything against this guy. I think he's probably a pretty cool guy. I think he's probably just in a lot of pain and struggle in his life. And he probably honestly believes that what I'm doing is not possible, because it seems impossible. I agree. It seems impossible. When you read David Goggins' story, it's more crazy than mine. That seems even more impossible, but I know that it is possible. Okay, so let me spell it out for you. And I will lay out a challenge here in this video. And, you know, we'll see. Like, I don't want everyone to like take advantage of this challenge, but we'll see. I'd like to figure out a way to make it legitimate so that you guys can see what's happening. And I eventually will set up a training camp where you guys can come and fly out here and train with me and learn to develop yourselves and to develop the Bulldog mindset and to learn to overcome your fears, right? And to become stronger and to really develop a callus of your mind, as David Goggins would call it. Okay, so here's what I do. All right, this is my week. I'm currently training for a marathon. So I have a marathon training coach. When I didn't have a marathon training coach, my protocol was Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, run 10 miles, completely fasted. Sunday, run either somewhere between 10 to 20 miles, okay? And as I was getting closer to marathon training, I was getting closer to running 20 miles. So 40 to 50 miles a week of running, okay? Now that I'm doing marathon training with a coach, I'm still running 40 to 50 miles a week, but I'm doing a lot more sprints and intervals in there and doing what he's telling me. And I'm basically running 6 days a week. Lesser mileages on some days, long days, Sunday, long day runs, okay? Mostly at easy pace, but some intervals and whatnot in there, right? Easy pace for me now is like 9-minute miles, okay? It used to be like 11.5-minute miles. I've progressed a lot. So that's what I'm doing for running, okay? Now, I'm running fasted, okay? Well, we'll talk about nutrition next, but that's what I'm doing for running. The next thing that I'm doing is I'm doing Muay Thai. Okay, I do Muay Thai 3 times a week. I do it on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Okay, Tuesday and Thursday in the evening and Saturday in the morning. Okay, a lot of times those are double days because I'm running on those days. It's about an hour and 15-minute class, typically. Pretty fucking intense class. Starts with jump roping, and I push jump roping to the limit, doing a lot of double unders. I'm trying to, my goal for kickboxing is actually to be able to do double unders the entire time for the full 10 minutes of the warm up. Lots of push-ups, sit-ups, squats, air squats, you know, very intense drills and whatnot. It's a very, very aerobic workout. I end up being completely drenched through my shirt every single time. Kickboxing is definitely tough. Muay Thai. Okay, so I do that, and then I lift 3 times a week, and I'll either do Monday and Friday upper body and Wednesday lower body, or I'll do Monday, Wednesday, Friday full body workouts. And typically the lifting workouts are between an hour and a half to 2 hours, sometimes a little bit more than 2 hours, but you could probably average them out to be about 2 hours. They're highly intense. I'm trying to think how many sets. It's like 60 or more sets. It's somewhere around there. So I'm not wasting very much time. I'm getting after it and I'm hitting it hard. Right now I'm doing reverse pyramid training. I go through different training schedules and whatnot, pretty heavy weights, right? A lot of volume. So that's my basic fitness, right? There's really not much else that I'm doing. I don't really have much time. So on the average day, I might be doing some kind of physical training at a pretty high intensity for maybe 3 to 4 hours a day. That's kind of my day. All right. So that's training. Now let's talk about nutrition. Now, what do I eat? Okay. Now it varies. Now I vary between bulking and cutting, and I kind of go by feel. I don't weigh anything out, or, you know, I'm not very meticulous right now. I'm going to start to probably get more meticulous, especially if I do a physique competition, I'll have to. But my standard protocol, right? The default is 1 meal a day. That means I fast until 5 or if I do kickboxing, after kickboxing, so 7 p.m. every single day. I only eat at that time. That's the only time I break the fast. Nothing but black coffee, maybe sometimes diet soda, but no calories at all. No creamer in my coffee, none of that shit until 5 o'clock or 7 o'clock. The only exception is this, is that during my lifting workouts, halfway through, I will have a protein shake with a little bit of dextrose in there. And the reason for that is because some of the science says that being fasted while lifting is better, and some of it says that it's better to take nutrition while lifting. And so if I do it halfway between a 2 hour, I get both of the benefits. That's my thoughts there. When I do eat, the other piece of this protocol, the standard, is that on Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays, and Sundays, I will eat ketogenically, very, very low carbohydrates, mostly vegetables. I eat a ton of vegetables, okay? On Monday, Wednesday, Friday, after the lifting workouts, typically that's when I will eat carbs, and I'll eat pretty high carbohydrates, okay? There's a lot of reasons, again, and I'm going to tell you guys that there's some magic going on here, okay? I have discovered something that no one else in the fitness industry has discovered. This way of eating and dieting where I can actually run 50 miles a week fast every single fucking day, do kickboxing, lift heavy, and actually gain muscle. Over time, if you guys have watched me, I've gained muscle while I'm doing this, while I'm doing marathon running and training, okay? And have lost body fat. Now, there's been times when I've gained body fat as well, okay? But in general, this protocol works, okay? That's why I'm going to be putting out a program, because I haven't seen anyone talking about this. There's a lot of science behind this. I have been working on this. I mean, remember, guys, I've been doing this for 20 fucking years, okay? I've been fine-tuning my body and my training and my nutrition for 20 years. I've made a lot of fucking mistakes. I've tried every single fucking diet there is. I am well studied. Remember, I was a software developer. I have researched the science. I have read hundreds of books on health and fitness over the years, okay? I know what I'm talking about, and that's why I've been able to put this stuff together. But regardless, that's what I'm doing as my basic nutrition, okay? Now, what I typically do is I throw in some fasts in there, longer fasts. Some weeks, I will fast completely on Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturday, and Sunday, and only eat one meal Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and still do the same exact volume and workload that I just described to you. And I've done this multiple times, okay? Now, I usually don't sustain that for very long. It's rapid fat loss, okay? And I can definitely feel it when I do that over some period of time, okay? Sometimes I will switch it up and I will eat more carbohydrates depending on where I'm at, right? And when I'm doing long runs and I'm training for marathons, I will take gels, right, to increase the performance and break the fast there. That's kind of my exception to that, right? And sometimes I'll just do 48-hour fasts, right? I'll skip days on the keto days and whatnot. So that is basically what I'm doing. Now, I have a video coming out. It might have already come out on my supplements. My supplementation, I'm just going to briefly go over it, but it's pretty fucking simple. It's like creatine. It's a bunch of multivitamins and a couple of herbs that have been shown to possibly have positive effects. Things like turmeric and stuff like that I've studied. Nothing essential. For a large period of time, I took no supplements at all. I like to take vitamin D and I like to get a multi just because I'm doing so much. Just make sure my levels are fine, and I want to make sure my testosterone is up. So I make sure that I cover the basics: vitamin D, zinc, magnesium. Okay, that's the kind of basics that can fuck you over with testosterone. And I'm taking creatine. Creatine is proven to work. I do take a lot of whey protein. As far as my meals, I eat a lot of vegetables. Okay, and I eat a lot of lean protein sources. I try to eat a huge amount of protein. Right, I've discovered that this is beneficial. So I'm trying to think what else here. Anything else from supplementation perspective? I've been experimenting with glucose disposal agents, which I think have a positive effect. It appears to. So I'm getting pretty sold on those, but I'm not 100% sure. It's very hard to tell. Everything I'm doing is by feel. My meals, a lot of my meals are going to Chipotle and just eating really healthy at Chipotle, or going to Freshie and eating really healthy there, or just going to the store and buying a bunch of vegetables and a lot of egg whites that I cook up and things like that. So very, very simple. I've got some plans I've done some videos and stuff, and some videos will be coming out on showing you some of my meals and stuff, because I know you guys are really interested in that. Okay, now to get to the final question, okay, on this, and you can see the whole comment chain on this. it's kind of interesting here, right? This is gonna be a pretty long video, I guess, but a lot of you are curious about this. So, hey, let's talk about it. So do I take any kind of steroids? Do I take TRT? Do I take SARMs? Anything like that, which would be considered a performance enhancing legal substance? No, never in my life have I taken any of those. The closest I've ever come to taking something like that is the caffeine ephedrine aspirin stack, ECA. Okay. And I got Broncaid, right? Which is ephedrine. And I feel like it fucked up my liver because I had some fatty liver issues and whatnot. So it scared me off enough that I was like, it's not even worth it. I don't even really notice the difference. So I stopped taking the ephedrine. Okay. So that's it. That is pretty much it. Like, I have never taken any kind of steroid. I don't believe in TRT. I've done videos on that as well. I do have pretty high testosterone naturally, okay? And there's a lot of factors that influence my testosterone, okay? And a lot of you guys, a lot of it is in your mindset and who you are as a person. I can show you my testosterone over time, but yeah, that's it. I mean, that's the honest truth. And here's the thing: it's like, I know some of you are like, oh yeah, that's not possible, John. You can't fucking run 50 miles a week, eat one meal a day, do kickboxing, do all this lifting, and stay, keep this muscle at, my stats are basically, I'm 6'3", about 220 pounds. It fluctuates to 210 to 220, sometimes 230 if I'm letting things go a little bit. Okay. And around like 8 to 9% body fat. It depends on how you measure it and whatnot, but I usually have visible, six pack, right? So that's it, right? That's basically my stats there. No superhuman lifts in the gym. I'm not like super strong, but I'm not trying to be. I'm more focused on the physique side of it. But yeah, haven't taken anything, like not even experimented with any of that stuff. I don't want to crutch. I want to have built everything on my own in myself. So I'm trying to think what else we can talk about this, what else there is to address. So yeah, I mean, the thing is, like, the challenge I was talking about is, what is the name? If you only knew the power of the dark side. If he wants to come out here to San Diego, I mean, I'm not going to pay for anything, but if he wants to come out here to where I'm at and like come and work out with me and train with me and see my day, I mean, we could figure out the details of how to make sure that it's legitimate, that you can see that I'm not taking anything and you can see what I'm eating or when I'm eating. We could probably figure something out like that if you're not a total crazy weirdo, right? So anyway, or maybe I'll stay somewhere and you can stay with me, or I don't know. We could figure out something if it, again, for the cause of, why do I even say this? Why do I even offer this challenge? Because I want you guys to see that this is possible, okay? And like I said, I understand why a lot of you would doubt that me doing all that shit, that I would be able to keep this muscle and keep these stats and this frame, all this. I might not believe it, except that I'm doing it, right? It's happening. And I've done this consistently for several years now, right? I mean, think about it. If you go back and you've been following me for a while, I've been doing this type of training and style of thing for at least 3 years, pretty much. I've been doing the 1 meal a day for 4 years. Okay. So this is reality. Now, there's a couple of components and factors in this. Okay. Like, I mean, my biceps to some degree are genetic, right? To some degree, right? I mean, obviously I've trained my body. I definitely have some genetic advantages of putting on muscle mass. There are also disadvantages because I gain a lot of fat pretty damn easily. Okay. That's one thing, but I definitely have some genetic advantages in that area. But I have huge genetic disadvantages for distance running, okay? But I can still train myself to run a marathon and overcome those weaknesses. So there's going to be a genetic component for sure about it, right? I'm half Turkish and half Italian. There's some genetics in there for sure. I probably have naturally high testosterone, and that probably helps as well. And some of the things that I'm doing in the mindset and whatnot that does affect your testosterone. I believe fasting is a magical cure for a lot of things. It is a magic pill to some degree. As far as there is in science, in nutrition, in dieting, I believe that fasting has basically slowed down my aging, right? I mean, most people, when I talk to them, and honestly, I talk to a lot of people, they say, hey, when they guess my age, they guess around 30, maybe 32 years old. That's the average guess, right? I'm 38 years old. Okay. So anyway, that's just where we're at with this. So I wanted to address this because it just keeps on coming up on the channel. And like I said, at the beginning of this video, it's kind of a long video, but if you're staying with me, thank you. But I think this is important, right? If I were just some fitness YouTuber, I wouldn't give a fuck. But this is not just a fitness YouTube channel, okay? This is Bulldog Mindset. This is about you understanding what you're capable of. And if you believe that I'm some fucking charlatan bullshitter here and that this is fake and I'm a fake natty and all of this shit and that I'm on steroids and I'm like, then you're gonna be fucking gypping yourself, okay? Because the thing that inspired me to make me fucking run my first marathon was listening to Jesse Itzler's book, Living with a SEAL. You can check out my review on that. I've talked about this a lot. I got to meet Jesse. Hopefully I'll get to meet David Goggins someday, get him on the channel. But the thing that inspired me about it was hearing his story and believing it was true. And then turning to myself in the mirror and saying, John, you're a fucking pussy. Like, you are like crying about running 10 miles fasted. Run a fucking marathon. This dude ran 100 miles untrained, right? This dude did all of this crazy fucking shit, okay? And you're being a fucking wuss. And it called me to higher level. I realized what I was capable of. The very next day, right? I ran 26.2 miles fasted. How? Why? Because I knew it was possible. I knew that it was within my capability, well within my capability, because I was inspired by that, because I had heard that story. And that's why it's important that you understand what I'm saying and that you believe me. I don't lie on this channel. I'm genuine. I'm authentic. You guys know my dirty laundry is aired on this channel. I'm not bullshitting you. I'm not painting a picture that isn't true. You see me every fucking day recording these videos. I can't fake that shit, okay? I can't fake all of the Instagram stories showing me doing all those fucking runs, right? I mean, maybe you could, but that would be a fucking lot of effort for nothing, okay? This is real. This is authentic. This is what's happening. You see it every single fucking day on this channel if you're subscribed to the channel. If you're not, click the subscribe button and watch it. This is what you are capable of. This is what is possible. I want you to excel me. My goal for you guys, you subscribers on the channel, you fucking bulldogs, is for you to excel me. That's what I want. Because I discovered that this was possible. You know it's possible. And that's why this message is so important. That's why it is important that you understand that I am not on anything. It's not about making money on fitness modeling contracts and bullshit and subscribers on the channel and all of this stuff. It's about understanding that what I am doing is possible and it's possible for you. That's why it matters. Honestly, do I care if some fucking idiot on the internet thinks that I'm on steroids? To me, honestly, it's a compliment. I mean, the fact that he thinks that I'm superhuman, like godlike, and that the only way I could possibly be achieving this is with performance enhancing drugs and steroids, that's great. I mean, is there a better fucking compliment that I could have than that? That I'm superhuman, that it's impossible? It's a great compliment. I love it. Okay. But I hate it at the same time, because even though it makes me feel good, okay, what it does is it undermines my message, because people see that and maybe they believe that, okay, and they don't realize they don't get the David Goggins experience that I got. And so maybe they don't rise to their level. Maybe they believe that they're not capable, right? Because they believe that I'm full of shit. All right, guys, that's all I got to say about that. I think I've more than beat this dead horse. I hope I don't have to address this again. Like I said, the gauntlet is thrown out there. You know, if you knew the power of the dark side, go ahead, man. Like, let's do it. Come out to San Diego for a week and we'll figure something out. I don't think you'll even be able to fucking hang with me for a day, honestly, training with me. You know, most people can't. You're not going to be able to match my intensity. I fucking push myself to the limit, right? So if you can, great. I'll, totally respect that. But come out anyway. Fuck, you can see everything. There's nothing to fucking hide. I'll show you exactly how I'm doing it and what I'm doing, and you can see it. So that's all I can say. Again, the only thing I can tell you guys, if you still don't believe me, is it's your loss. You're the one that's losing the opportunity to to have something that is going to pull you to become further. If you look at life and you look at it and you see anyone that's doing something amazing and you're skeptical and you say, oh, it must be bullshit, they must be on steroids, it must be, then you're just giving yourself a fucking excuse. Okay, why don't you figure out what you're capable of, what is possible first? If you push it to the limit, beyond your 40%, as David Goggins would say, then you'll find what is possible. I never thought anything that I'm doing today is possible, but it is possible because I'm living it. And there's a lot more that I plan to do. And I haven't even tapped into a small portion. I've tapped into a small portion of my potential. So that's it. You know, like I said, you can look through these comments and stuff. It's kind of comical, right? You know, that, you know, because he takes steroids, otherwise those bulky muscles would just disappear, and, you know, whatever. So it's interesting, you know, but, you know, haters are going to hate, but I just say, you know, put your money where your mouth is. If you want to see, I got nothing to hide. Let's bring it on. I want to see how you fucking perform. And yeah, that's it. All right, guys, that is all I got for you today. Thank you for joining me and for watching so far. I would say one last thing. Okay. If you feel like the message that I just gave today could help someone else, I would ask that you share this video, because I feel like if enough people can understand what they are capable of and become fucking bulldogs, we can change a lot of people's lives. All right, that's all I got for you guys today. Click on the subscribe button if you haven't already. Take the Bulldog quiz if you haven't already, and I'll talk to you next time. Take care.